daughter. So I'm familiar with her. She's not familiar with me, right? So they're having about a 3-minute conversation. At no point during this conversation did he even look over to me or did he even say, oh, hey, this is my friend Sheila. We're working.
Introduce you as what exactly?
We are platonic friends. And you.
Mine is like, but we are not friends. We are gym buddies.
Feminine woman, it's kind of like shifted all a little bit. If he would be in his masculine, they would naturally want to lead.
Men back in the day were cowards. They were pure cowards, bro.
Staring at me for 5 minutes.
An attempt to say what we're all thinking. Get your stupid ass offline and stop lying on people. You for 5 minutes and you didn't get it on camera?
We no broke nigga.
In the middle of our workout at the gym because he tried to play in my face. Now, to give you a little backstory, this man has been following me. I met him once a while ago. He's been following me. I made a post about needing to get back in the gym and how I'm being inconsistent. He was like, I can help you. I took him up on the offer. He's cool. I was like, okay, cool. Let's just be gym buddies. That's it. Like, I need somebody to hold me accountable, and that's fine. So we did go work out. Everything was cool. The first time we worked out, it was good. I was like, hey, you want to do this again? Like, it was cool. Now, after the workout session, he did express romantic interest. Do I know that men are attracted to me? Yes. I'm not stupid doodle dumb. But does that mean I'm about to be with you, date you? No, we're just doing the gym thing. I very much keep men at an arm's length and a distance at all time. But he was like, you know, if you ever want to go on a date, I am feeling you. I was like, I know you were attracted to me because, again, I'm not stupid. But I'm like, let's do the gym thing. I think this is good. I'm not really looking to, date right now. We're just going to be gym buddies. So we're in the gym today, right? We're doing our workout. Everything's going well. And then there was this woman that approached him. So I don't say nothing. I just kind of looked at her. Now, she did look my way, and she was like, hey, I saw you. And I was like, oh, my God, that's my dad. Turns out the woman is his daughter. Now, we had just talked about the daughter. I think the first time we worked out, we talked about the daughter. So I'm familiar with her. She's not familiar with me, right? So they're having about a 3-minute conversation. They chopping it up, as they should. But at no point during this conversation did he even look over to me or did he even say, oh, hey, this is my friend Sheila. We're working out. Simple. We're gym buddies. All you could have did was introduce me. But you didn't. So she walks away and he kind of seems like we're about to continue this workout. To which I got off the machine and I was like, yeah, I'm uncomfortable with that. I felt very unseen. Like, we're platonic friends and you could have just introduced me. Now, you did express romantic interest. And with you having romantic interest, you should have for sure introduced me. Which lets me know, like, are you hiding something? You ashamed of me? Because I'm that girl. What you got to be ashamed of? What you hiding me for? I can't be hidden. I show up too big. I thought about interjecting myself, but why would I do that? This is your daughter. You two were having a conversation. You could have just simply turned to me and said, hey, this is Sheila. This is so-and-so. So it lets me know you're not ready for me.
Can't make this up.
If we were to date, you're not the type of man that I need you to be. Because if you express a little romantic interest in me, there was no way that you shouldn't have introduced me to your daughter. You're not trying to, for whatever reasons. I don't have time to figure out why. I don't care of the reason why. I'm gone. Because you asked me to be here. You reached out to me. You were like, hey, I'm adamant about working out with you. If it was platonic, it could have been an introduction. Either way, I don't play that game. So I left. It looks like I will be going back to work out by myself. But I'm like, if you couldn't stand up and be a man and be a leader and just introduce in the friend stage, there's no future with us. And if it really were friends, if we truly were friends, you could have introduced me. So I don't know what the game is, but I'm not here to play it.
You just turned that man off. He joined the millions of other men who are saying no to dating. And this is why females can't stop it. The games, right? You just said, okay, it was 999,000. Go bid a millionth. Oh, it's probably a million already. It's a million already. Go bid a millionth and 34,000, right? Are you nuts? I'm not gonna finish talking yet.
Middle of our workout at the gym because he tried to play in my face.
She posted online that she needs a gym buddy. She wants to take a workout seriously. Then this man that always likes her comment and has been admiring her from a distance slid into her DM and told her, girl, don't worry about that. I can help you stay consistent in the gym and hold you accountable. After the first workout, he tells her, I really like you. I would like for us to take this further. She said, No, I'm not looking for any man. I don't want a man in my life. I just want a gym buddy. Let us keep it gym buddies. Then he said, okay, if that's your boundaries, I'm going to respect it. On the second workout, a woman approached him and said, hi, Dad, I saw you and I thought to say hi to you. That was his daughter. She knows about his daughter and all of that. The daughter saw her and looked at her and just looked away. Father and daughter exchanged pleasantries for like 3 minutes.
At no point during this conversation did he even look over to me or did he even say,
So after the daughter left, she told the man, why didn't you introduce me?
simple, we're gym buddies. All you could have did was introduce me.
Introduce you as what exactly?
We are platonic friends and you
Man is like, but we are not friends. We are gym buddies. Why am I introducing you?
which lets me know, like, are you hiding something? You ashamed of me? Because I'm that girl. What you gotta be ashamed of? What you hiding me for? I can't be hidden.
But you're in a public gym. How is he hiding you if you're in a public gym?
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable with that. I felt very unseen. Like,
You're used to everything revolving around you, and you're indecisive, you're entitled, and you're very confused.
but I'm like, if you couldn't stand up and be a man and be a leader and just introduce in the friend stage, there's no future with us.
You said you didn't want him anyways. What does it matter, the kind of person that he is?
And if it really were friends, if we truly were friends, you could have introduced me. So
You are not his friend. He cannot introduce you as his friend because his daughter knows all of his friends. So if you're like a new friend, that means you're like a girlfriend, which you already say you don't want to be a girlfriend. Your daughter's gonna get confused. Like, what about the other lady I saw the other day? Men don't do that. It's about protecting his kid from random strangers having access to her and also protecting his reputation.
So it lets me know you're not ready for me. If we were to date, you're not
He's
the type
not.
of man that I need you to be. Because
God, be quiet. Miss standards. You don't have any. Some women look beautiful. They talk smart. They sound eloquent. But when you really listen to what they say, you realize that you're listening to nothing but bullshit. Do you want to be gym buddy or do you want to be girlfriend? You created a boundary, making him a gym buddy. But you're trying to cross his boundaries. I don't get it. As a matter of fact, if he introduced you, you should be upset. You should be offended because that would be him giving an idea to his daughter that should not be there.
so I left. It looks like I will be going back to work out by myself.
You want girlfriend privileges, but with gym buddy commitment. I can't.
You know what she's about to say? The same thing men are saying. You can't make this stuff up. Now, she said something. That's why I said I need to let her talk. A lot of females are indecisive. They want privileges they're not entitled to. The man doesn't want to confuse his daughter. Have the daughter like, is this my new mommy? No, it's my gym friend. I don't know her. I know because she's not my gym friend. I'm here to help her work out, to help her stay focused on her goals and also to plump up her ego. So I have to introduce you to her. Say hi, honey. She may be my future wife someday. That's what she wants him to do. Throw his ego on the floor, right? He's already being cool about it. He continued being cool with you. She said no. Step all over your ego in front of your daughter. Have your daughter saying, Daddy, is that my new mommy? You know, mommy died 3 years ago. You don't know what happened to the mother. Something traumatic could have happened like that. So he doesn't want to introduce everyone to his daughter. You know, men go have lives too, right? It could be a traumatic situation for his daughter, right? You didn't think about that, did you? You just want to step all over a man's ego because we do have them, right? And act like it's nothing. No, men are not going to act like it's nothing. No more. So millions of men are saying no, and this is why they don't know how to stop it because they're in their own heads. This is crazy.
Today aren't like the men back in the day, but the men back in the day were soft. Men back in the day were cowards. They were pure cowards, bro. They would do anything in their power so that woman wouldn't leave. That's all they wanted to do was have a woman around. She threatened to leave. No, baby, please. They used to make songs about it.
Baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging, baby.
They used to make songs about it, bro. You ever see a man who pay all the bills in the crib, his wife get mad at him and tell him to go sleep on the couch and he do it? Coward. That nigga's a punk. I'd never in my life. Like, what? Excuse for what? Because you don't want to be alone because you're afraid that this woman gonna leave you and you can't get no in-house cooch. You think I give a damn about some cooch, bro? When I got a pocket full of money? That's why they broke. That's why y'all niggas broke now, because they wouldn't worry about no money back then. They wouldn't worry about some snoochie. You see what I'm saying? How trying to pick a woman that would have his back if everything fell out. He wasn't trying to pick a woman that was business savvy or none of that. He was trying to get some in-house cooch, bro. Now look where you at. You can't even pay your rent, bro. You mad about the gas prices. You feel me?
And I gotta say this one thing, because guys are growing across the waters, and a lot of it's for the wrong reasons. Yeah, this one is personal today. Right? What do I mean? Guys go over, you see what he said? Get a female that's business savvy. You see what he's talking about? That's pimping, since been pimping, since been pimping. That's how you should be choosing females. He said something that hit home. That's what I was thinking, even when I went across these waters. Right? See, because how he's talking, I was one of those guys that said, I gotta lead the way. Right? Because I've been out here for the longest time. And I said it, and I'm not really trying to brag. It's true. When everything was getting started, I was here. But when I picked my wife, right, I picked her because of what she can bring to the table. See, a lot of guys, they pick ladies who don't really bring anything to the table. And then they're down and out, because anything can happen. You know, we're coming to a point in a time in history where they're going to be taking Social Security away. They're going to be taking pensions away. And if you are not on top of your game, I feel sorry for you.
Feel like said them are the prize in the relationship. Like first time a man would worry so much deep about what woman a do for him more than what him a do for the woman. But nowadays, me notice these men worry so much what the woman a do for them instead of what them a do for the woman. These men want to see what you do before them even consider of doing something. These men nowadays act like them are the price in the relationship, and now them a wonder why woman act so masculine. Eh? We have to act masculine because we not act feminine. You understand? No woman who desire for date.
I gotta pause it right there, right? Because I hope everybody understands what she's saying, because I do. And I know people are gonna say, "Hey Jay, why you cut off the video?" It needs to be cut off, right? Because I gotta talk. Ladies have to understand something. When you actually get on a man's program, life gets easier. Because I have to say this, I always been like I am now, even when I was in the West. But you know what happened? Nobody would get on my program. That's what men are asking for. You see what's going on. I make videos about it. So many females are struggling. Oh, I'm getting fired. DEI. You see it happening all over social media. Now, what would make sense is if, because a lot of guys, they want to do, I got to say this, a lot of guys don't know what to do, but I always knew what to do. So if a female back home would have said, and this is what happened, and this is what's wrong. See what she said, she's saying it, right? Yes, she's from Jamaica, but she's probably in America. But she's saying it. This is what I always wanted. I left. I got it. And then I started saying Chris Brown. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Oh,
look at me now.
Oh, I'm getting paper.
I'm getting paper now. Oh,
look at me now.
A man don't want to be masculine, I promise you. Unless that woman date woman, that's the only way she go want to be masculine. But no woman who desire of dating a man, take a man for your husband, take a man for your man, do not want to be masculine. The moment you see a woman act in masculine, you better check yourself, because there is so much things you lack of as a man. Because I promise you, if you step into a relationship with a woman who did have to do everything for herself over and over, as the woman and you're there and you start doing for that woman everything what she used to have to do for herself, our bar is going to take time drop, because now she have a man what provide and protect. You understand? She's secure. No woman do not desire to be masculine. No woman no want to get up every day and do this, do that, do this for themselves, knowing if they did have a man, the man would have step in and do it. Once a woman there with a man and the woman sister the man start do everything what she desire of a man, all our bars going to drop low. But these men nowadays they act so, Then just, I don't want to say girly, because I don't want to be disrespectful, but these men nowadays, it's like they feel like they are the prize in a relationship. They feel like they want the position like, oh, I'm the prize in a relationship. And if a man think them are the prize in any relationship, you don't need to be with a woman. Because initially, a woman supposed to be the prize. Your wife supposed to be the prize. You understand? So, me don't know how comes nowadays, everything I go, I don't probably know backward or upside down. I don't know. But these nowadays man start act like, yo, them are the prize in the relationship.
And that's what the brother just said, right? He just spoke on it. Men back in the day were punks. Guys, I was kind of like Nostradamus. Seriously, I really was. Like all this passport bro talk, like I've been doing this for a while, right? But I never went back. And because of this, I saw the entitlement. And I said, I got to get somebody to get in my program. It was wild because when I met my wife, at first, I saw that she was giving. She wanted to do for me. Like how I knew she was the one, I'm speaking to her. And I remember I'm talking to her, right? And I needed to hold some money because I was rebuilding myself back up because I jumped out of corporate America, right? And I was low. I needed to get my son something for his birthday. She got it for me. Then, right after that, she just kept following my lead. And then what did I do? I showed, improved. I was working online. She said, oh, I know a site where you can work online and make some money at. Filipinos are working there. I said, well, Americans working there. She said, well, actually, it's mostly Americans working there, right? So I went there. I can show you that here. I'm actually going to put it on the screen. I started out making $11 an hour, right? But I started on a site in 2013. I got this contract in 2015. And then right after that, I got another one in 2017. I had them hire my wife. But as I was doing that, I was hiring Filipinos to work for me as well. And why did I do that? Because that was the plan. I created a plan. She followed my plan. We took that to the top. I know companies right now that went from $0 to $3 million in 3 years in the Philippines, hiring Filipinos. So when I tell you guys, you can make money online, you can make serious money online. I teach guys how to do this. I did that with her.
And feminine woman, it's kind of like shifted all a little bit. If he would be in his masculine, they would naturally want to lead. Naturally.
Yeah.
And a feminine woman in her feminine would naturally want to follow. But whatever's going on, and it's all shifting in a maybe weird mindset that now the females are kind of more in their masculine and their man in their feminine for whatever reasons.
Because we don't feel safe.
That shift again is a natural disconnect because you feel disconnected to what you're supposed naturally to feel and to do for them and us. And then it's a weird cycle of no, we're not feeling good. You don't feel good in your body, I don't feel good in my body, and what are we doing here? And then it's set up for disaster, honestly. And I feel like if you look in other countries, maybe somewhere where it's a little bit more traditional, like Russia, for example, right? Some Russian, there's all men are very much masculine and they want to be. If a girl would be like, oh no, let me pay for that, he would be like, what are you saying?
Shut your mouth, right? I'm tired of females talking. See, this is what happened. She came over to America because she saw how females were acting in America. I'm telling you. It's like we're coming to America when, remember that with Eddie Murphy, when he started coming to America, right? He came over here. He was looking for a girl in Queens. It's funny because I'm from Queens. He's looking for a girl in Queens, right? And when he's looking for a girl, he actually found the right one. It was weird, right? He found the girl that was homely, that was ready to be a queen in Queens. And this was around the time in the 80s when it could still be done. But then you notice right after that, he made the comedy special. Like Eddie Murphy and comedians, they on top of their game. I gotta tell you guys that. When did he come up with that? With Raw? That was in the 1980s, right? Wasn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, because I was wrong yesterday. I said the song was The House of Pain, and it wasn't. It was Cypress Hill. I was caught up in my own head. It happens. But I think it was in the 80s. And he said he was talking about being a passport, bro. In the 80s. Think about that. I saw things like that. I was watching and looking, paying attention. I'm older, right? As time goes past, you think about things you saw, right? When you hit your teens and you hit your 20s and you think about everything and you think about everything in your environment and you go, I'm not hearing it, right? So she is saying men in Russia are a certain way. That's because the females over there are a certain way. Of course, we already know some females from Russia are money grubbing, but it's the same in every country. You go there, you're going to find a female that's down to earth. Just like anywhere you go to Colombia, you're going to find a female that's down to earth. You're going to find a female that's a prostitute, and then you're going to find a female that's ready to be your wife. Every country is like that. But the problem is, it's not so much like that in America. And you came over here hoping it was going to be one way, but it was the other way because men are waking up.
Recently got engaged, and this has been really frustrating to her audience because a really big part of her content was the fact that she was very anti-marriage, very critical of the institution of marriage, and I'm not sure if she ever said explicitly that she would not get married, but was clearly very critical of marriage. People kind of felt like this was very hypocritical for her to like turn around and get married, and she kind of felt the need to make a sort of statement and explain her reasoning, I guess, for getting married. Now there's a lot that I feel like you can say on this whole situation, but what this is really making me thoughtful of is all the videos that I made kind of critical of the concept of decentering men, or any concept where we're trying to get women to like de-influence women from romance, just because I think that the desire for companionship, the desire for partnership, the desire to have romantically fulfilling relationships is very natural and normal and human. And I think any political framework, any political ideology that is trying to get people to like no longer give into their very natural, normal human urges is going to be something that's bound to fail. My ideal like feminist reality, I guess, for the world, for women, is not a world that doesn't have companionship and relationships between men and women, because clearly that's something both men and women want. What I would want is for these relationships to not be so dehumanizing. The institution of marriage is rife with criticism. There's a lot of things that we cannot like about it as feminists. Are there certain political protections, though, that marriage will offer you, especially when it comes to having children or sharing property? Absolutely. And so, to some extent, I can like see why someone would still get married, even just for like the legal protections. But does that mean that all of our criticisms of marriage become null and void? No. I'm still very worried about the division of labor in the household. I'm very worried about women having to spend their entire lives putting aside their hopes and dreams in order to take care of a man, a home, and children. But for some women, taking that on in exchange with gaining the protection that marriage can offer, or even just being able to gain companionship, which is something that they would deeply desire, like for some women that's worth it. And I think trying to remove those women from this conversation and say like you cannot be a feminist or you cannot live a feminist life is like not productive. As feminists, if we really want to move forward productively, a part of our conversation is going to have to be how do we make it so that women and men and women can engage in romantic relationships with one another in a way that is still respectful to the woman.
Everything about you just now was a turnoff. And you said the center of men fails because it doesn't consider that women desire love. I can tell you desire love because you're fiending and you're trying to use your smarts. See, this is what's going on because she wants to stop it. The other female Jamaican lady wants to stop it. The Russian lady wants to stop it, but they don't know how. All you have to do is be feminine, but you don't know how. And you're nervous in your speech because you don't know how to get a man to talk to you. Because you're one of the ones I can tell that went to college, got it all, and you came out, you probably had the good job. It's like the same thing over again. It's starting to become a headache to me. All of you ladies are in the same cycle. It's like, a bunch of ladies getting their period at the same time. The whole America gets their period on Friday. Seriously. No, not Friday. They get it on Sunday. So by next Friday they can club and get it on, right? That's when they get it. They get it on Sunday. It's gone by Thursday, Friday. and they're partying by Saturday. But seriously, everything you said, once you mentioned feminism, every time I go like, you see my reaction, I go, because you want to stop it, but talking that feminist talk turns men off. Even men that don't watch the manosphere. Even men, it comes across every man's timeline eventually. Because they see this and then they see me talking about this and go, this dude is right. He's right. What he's talking about. It's getting sickening. It's a cancer. Watch this.
Because I was like busy. Attention, you were just staring at me for 5 minutes.
Someone call a search party because these TikToks are lost in Delulu land.
I'm gonna make an attempt to say what we're all thinking. Get your stupid ass offline and stop lying on people. That man is clearly not paying you no mind. You want us to believe he was staring at you for 5 minutes and you didn't get it on camera? The lengths that some of y'all go to just to get the validation from social media is insane. Be ashamed of yourself. And only God knows what you were actually doing to try and get his attention, but it didn't work, so you feel some kind of way. And know that no one's gonna fact check this. More than likely the women are gonna say, oh yeah, he's just trying to play it off. Nah, here. It's just another attention-seeking breezy that took a L, and we can all see it. Y'all really got to cut this out. It's embarrassing. Not only is it embarrassing, it's a clear sign of how insecure you are because of what you're willing to do for attention. And for the record, even if he was staring, it's his God-given right. That's his eyes. He can look at whatever he wants to look at. As long as he doesn't touch you or say anything to make you feel uncomfortable or crowd your personal space, he's allowed to look. Stop creating false scenarios for situations that never. You're making it really difficult for the people that actually have suffered from something. Stupid ass. Yeah, keep the change.
Yeah, and his reaction was on point. And what's good about him is he also holds men accountable, holds everybody accountable. Just like me, I'm the same way. People may not see it. People may think I go on and get along, but I say certain things in my videos. If you catch it, you catch it. But a lot of guys that are, like I said it before, a lot of guys that are going overseas are not finding females for the right things. But let's continue on.
We trying to figure out how to get it, trying to do that. I did you a favor, and now I'm the bad guy on
by the nigga.
He tricked me.
He tricked you in the.
Yes, hell yes.
Yo, get this girl.
To myself to never with a broke nigga. And if I do, I'm always be with no standards and morals.
Bigums.
And I will always, if I ever be a broke. I don't want no broke nigga. Don't want to be no broke nigga.
Oh, man. Well, I hope you go platinum. Now, all the ladies, all the feminists are going to buy the album. Lady. And she got the grill, too. What's the world coming to? Save us. The future's ruined. I'm gotta take this moment to cry, man. I'm not crying, but I'm about to cry laughing. She got the gold front. It's like, man, is that chain real? Big Bertha. I don't want a broke nigga.
So uncomfortable and disrespectful. I remember I went on this date with this dude, and in the beginning the conversation was cool. Like, we were talking.
All right, lady, I gotta shut you off because everything you're gonna say, you're showing you're overweight. The man saw you as something to slide in, because that's how the man was thinking, not something to be with. But let me let you continue now.
About life and all the other stuff, getting to know each other. Then it quickly went into, if you know, you know. At first, he started throwing out, hints. And I don't understand what guys don't get it. It's like, if a girl is showing you the signs that they're not interested in that, why do they keep going? And then they keep pushing it. But what sent me over the edge? This man was so, he wanted to let me know so bad that he just wanted to do it so bad. A guy rode past us on a bike. And he was like, ooh, I hate bikes. I'm like, why you don't like bikes? He was like, I don't like when my touches the seat. I'm like, okay. And I said exactly that. Then he kept going. He was like, something about things touching my area just makes me uncomfortable. I'm like, okay. I'm just saying okay at this point, right? So then he goes into saying how he doesn't like to wear underwear because it touches his manhood. He actually likes to be free. The whole time I'm going, okay, you're killing it for me. You're killing it for me. So then he also proceeds to say, since we're on the topic, remind you, he said, since we're on that topic, I remember I was talking to this girl and she just kept touching me in this area. And then he gonna look at me and say, what is it with y'all and touching men? And I looked at him and I said, why are you asking me? I was like, I made this face. I'm like, what? And he was like, does that mean, like, I don't get hints. I don't get these hints. Like, if you want it, just let me know. Remind you, I'm not even engaged in a conversation at this point. This is how the conversation is legit just going. And so I'm just like, dang, like, you was a cool dude until you started talking about that. And then after that, we left because I'm the type of girl, I am blunt, but I also care about my safety. So I didn't want to be like, you know what, this conversation is over. And then he followed me to my car and do something because he's mad that I said the conversation is over. So I kind of let it play out or whatever. So then when we left or whatever, he texted me because I wasn't going to text him at that point. So he texted me and was like, hey, you want to hang out again tonight? And I said, and do what? And then so he was like, what you want to do? I said, you asked me. He was like, well, it takes two people to come up with plans. No, it don't. You asked me. So then he was like, you want to come at my house or do you want to do something adventurous? I said, neither. Have a good day. Men.
I'm gonna let that sit there. I'm gonna let that sit there because I know you guys can. The energy, like, man, that's the same thing the girl tried to do on the beach. They do this on social media. It's sickening. But yeah, y'all, thank y'all for watching the video. As I said in the beginning of the video, I'm gonna have a link down in the description, to show you guys what it is I do, what it is I know, also what it is I've done. So definitely, and that's one of the things. Like I have programs, but I've actually did everything that I speak about, right? Hiring people and I do it now still. Hiring people to do work for me, also work on online. I can show you guys how to do it. I'm a wealth of information. Link in the description. Reach out to also to the people who I had to reschedule. I'll definitely contact you after this video because I woke up this morning at 3 hours and I couldn't do it. And I finally got to sleep, after a couple of hours, but I was fine after that. But the time that the meetings were, it was going to kill me. And pretty soon, I'm going to have to give everything I do by video because right now, meeting people is taking up too much time. I can't really do that anymore. So we'll see. I'm going to have the videos for you, though. So, but all the people that I had to reschedule, I'm going to send you that link and I'm still going to meet with you. But then soon after that, when you buy the program, I'm going to have all the information in it. And then you can do that. And then if you want to reach out to me and want me to teach you, then that will be a different thing. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching the video. We're at the end. Be sure to subscribe to make sure you get all my content as soon as I release it. Other than that, peace out. See you next video.
The Iceman is coming!
Winter is here.